Hey marketers, thanks for checking out our video on leadpass.com channel. I'm Bobby, and today we're helping out one of the members of the GoHighLevel Facebook group solve for how to send cold email by rotating email addresses. So if you have any questions about this video or if you have any scenarios you'd like help with, please comment on the video below and let's get started. So the question from the member in the GoHighLevel's Facebook group was, is it possible to rotate sending emails in workflows? And the answer is yes, and this would be pertaining to cold email outreach. So the first thing we're going to do is just create a new workflow. And the trigger for this workflow is going to be any time a contact is created. So whenever a contact is created, what we have to do is basically round robin, randomly one of 25 email addresses into their contact record as a custom field. So we're going to start it off by simply saying, okay, contact created in round robin for the workflow name. The trigger is contact created, and then we're going to work into a split. But just to be completely clear, GoHighLevel was never designed to be a cold email outreach platform. So this is kind of like the workaround to do it. This will allow you to send roughly about 750 emails a day. And so for this example that you're looking at right now, the first action within the workflow is simply split, and then each of them are going to be named 1 to 5 email, 6 to 10, and they're all going to be 20%. So each path is going to go down 1 and 5. So for the first one, we're then going to do it again. So you can only split down to 5. So you have to do 2 layers of it, the first one and then the second one, and it's the same thing. So the naming convention here is going to be email 1, email 2, email 3, email 4, email 5, and then each of them are going to be 20% again. Now, we've used LC a lot for sending out emails within GoHighLevel, and it has never worked for us. Every single time they go to spam, and we eventually just stopped using GoHighLevel LC completely. So now what we do is we go through a third party like smtping.com, or you can go to Mailgun directly and hook it back in to GoHighLevel without having to use LC, because there's just so many issues. Our main domain has been around for over 5 years right now. None of it has ever been used to cold email outreach, and yet every single one of our emails goes to spam. Now the first one here is we always want to put a note. So under email 1, we're going to put a note. So simply going to say exactly what's happening within the action, and we're going to timestamp it. And the reason why we do that is so that if you ever have to audit the account, you simply go to the notes of the contact and you can see exactly what happens. Every time an action happens within the system, you should be putting a note in. Every single time something happens, a note should be there and a timestamp. So we're going to copy this to all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 email, and we're just going to update the number, and then this just keeps it clean. So we do cold email outreach at scale, and we always go through an MTA like Instantly or Reach Inbox. Our other company is called leadpassinbox.com, and most of our clients do roughly 100,000 to a million a month. So trust me when I say that we've seen it all. So what we just did here was create a custom field, and the reason why we made a custom field is this is where we're going to put all the email addresses, so that there's 25 different possible round robin that will each get a different email address, and that way when you're sending them out in mass, it's going to be sent out evenly across all the different email addresses, because you never want to send more than 30 emails per day per email address, or 90 emails per domain. So when we're copying this over, each of these do the same thing. So email number 2, email number 3, email number 4, email number 5. So when the contact comes in here, the moment they're created, they're going to get assigned one of the 25 email addresses. If you want to send more than 750 emails a day, which is this, you should probably go and get a real dedicated cold email outreach program like Instantly or Reach Inbox or whatever one is available, and then just put put the positive replies in. So now we've cloned it 5 more times, and we've just updated all the numbers. So it's 1 to 25 emails, and then the action below it is simply, custom field updated. And this is what it looks like, all 25. So that's part 1. So now that we have it set up where every new contact that comes into the system, they're automatically assigned an email address, which is dedicated to them for cold email outreach, we need to now build a campaign where they're contacted directly from that email outreach. So for this workflow, we're simply going to call it cold email start campaign. You can name it whatever you want, doesn't matter. And the trigger will be based off of a tag, for example, on this one. So you have an automation, you put the tag on, it'll send the cold email outreach to them. And when we look at the email itself, the first thing that we're going to notice is the action name is, first cold email. Then we're going to put the name, and here's a generic name like Rachel Jones. Normally when we do cold outreach, we always do female names, 1 or 2 syllables for both the first and the last name. And then the from email is going to be that custom field that we just created. So the custom field is going to be always the same. So if you have a contact and they're emailed 4 or 5 different times, even though you have 25 different emails for cold outreach, that individual is only ever going to get emailed from the exact same email address. Now, how you figure out exactly how many emails are going to get sent or how much capabilities you have, it's the amount of emails, so 25 for example, that we just put into that workflow, times 30 email outputs per day. So for this, it's 750 that we're able to drip in a single day. Now what we want to do after we build the drip is a wait timer. We don't want to be sending out emails at 12:01 at night. We don't want to be sending them out at 2 a.m. So what we'll do is we'll just put them between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then that way it's able to work, during business hours more or less. Now we're going to drip it for 1 email out every 1 minute, and that way the system itself will never think, oh man, I'm going to send 30 emails from an email address at the exact same time, because you're going to get flagged. So once we do that, we're simply going to copy it and change the names. So we're going to put it to second email, and when you copy it, it's going to be the same exact thing. So we want to put another 750 drip per day. We're going to have a wait timer, then we're going to have a drip of 1 per minute, and then we're going to have the second email. The thing that you want to add between the two though is an additional wait timer. So for this example, it's like 72 hours for the first one, so that between your first email and your second cold email, it's 3 days. And then if you want to put a third email here, it's for another 1 week out. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video to the end. If you have any additional questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. This is going to be part 2 of a 3-part series. The first one will show you how to actually set up the domains and the email addresses within GoHighLevel. And then the third one is all going to be about housekeeping. So there's a bunch of links below as well in the description of this video that give you additional resources. So go through them. There's a ton of different things in there. And if you found the video useful, hope you share and subscribe, but thank you so much for watching.